quickly before my battery dies, I'm doing a quick spoiler review for Logan. I just want to talk about a few things that happened in the movie. So first off, we have Logan, who's being almost carjacked, but not really in the beginning of the movie. And he just tears these dudes up. It's really cool. It's definitely an introduction to the R rating. But I'm going to talk about the scene before the movie first. Alright, so the scene before the movie is Deadpool. Deadpool is in this movie for like 2 minutes. It's so funny, and I'm glad they didn't have him in the actual movie. I'm glad it was just like a side scene in the beginning. There's no after credit scene from what I've read. I didn't stay because I know there wasn't. I didn't want to stay. But yeah, so yeah. There's the Deadpool scene in the beginning. It's pretty freaking funny. I'm not going to say too much about that even though it is a spoiler review. But it's great. The main things I want to touch on this movie are mainly because there's a couple character deaths in this movie that hit hard. One that I saw coming, and that was Professor X. I didn't think he'd die at the hand of a fictional character from the, I'm not, sorry, let me rephrase that. A fictional character in the movies. From my knowledge, he's not in the comics. I think they just made him up, which I'm fine with. He's a scary protagonist. He's like a Logan clone, kind of. Not gonna go too much into the details, because I do almost have like no battery left. But so yeah, Professor X dies, which I knew would happen, because there's that scene in the trailer where he has the shovel in his hand. I'm like, yeah, I knew that was what was happening. But yeah, so Professor X dies. That actually hit hard. Like, watching him die was kind of rough. And Logan himself dies in this movie. That was really rough. And at the end of the movie, when friggin' X-23 is like, or has the cross and she turns it to form an X over his grave, I was like, God, it's like the last shot of the movie. That was brutal. It's really freaking good. I'm just saying it right now. That's really what I want to talk about in the movie, just Professor X and Logan dying, essentially, in the first scene, before the movie actually starts. But as I say, Logan's being carjacked in the beginning of the movie. He tears up some dudes. It shows you how he's kind of aged, basically. And that's really all I need to talk about in the movie. There's so much that happens in this movie, it's hard to like grasp onto little things. But these are like the big major spoilers. And since I can't really do a huge detailed review, because I think I have like 10 seconds of battery left, those were the main things I just wanted to discuss really quickly. Sorry that I didn't get too much in the movie. There is some more I do want to talk about, but I might wait for another video to do that. I might have a friend or something talk about it with me on Rock Films. We'll maybe do that. But that's the majority of what I want to talk about. There's definitely things in this movie that I love, like the scene where Professor X has a seizure and Logan has to like run through, or like not run through the halls because he can't barely, but really good scene. There's a lot of good scenes in this movie. I love the farmhouse. I love that little segment in the movie in the second act. But that's all I can really talk about now. So yeah, that's my spoiler review for Logan. So peace.